Hello warriors, this is DeCrans here, and today I'm going to show you how to make a simple pinch pot. We'll make a nice little pot. We'll throw some legs on here and maybe like put some nice little designs and stuff up and down the side of it and give it some texture. So let's get started. So first thing you got is I just took out the ball, and so I got the ball clay, which I'm gonna wedge up here, which should be already pretty good to go because I wedged most of these all right before I gave them to you. So I'm gonna get so we got the ball here, which will start making the pinch pot thing. But there's a few other things you're gonna need, and before you get started here, I want to make sure that you have everything you need. So first thing is you gotta be able to store it. Like if you're working on it and you have to take off, you need more time or whatever, you want to have this. You could use like a paper plate. This is a regular plate, a board, anything to like leave it on. Second thing you're gonna need is a paper towel, or so here's just a paper towel, and I'm gonna put this in the sink or underwater for just a little bit, and then squeeze the water out, and then I'd put the paper towel, wet paper towel, on top of this, or you can use a washcloth. So I got a washcloth right here, and same thing. I'd get it all wet, squeeze the water out so it's like still nice and damp though. You can put the washcloth on top of it. Then a paper bag. And it could be any kind of, or not paper bag, but a plastic bag. It could be any kind of plastic bag from any like store, grocery store, gas station, whatever. This is just a garbage bag. And you could put the clay, wet paper towel, or washcloth on top of it, on the board or plate, paper bag or plastic bag on it, things tucked inside, and then it'll stay good and nice and workable till you use it next time. So those are the things you're going to need. So I'm going to get started here, and I'm going to probably break away just a little bit of clay, and then I'll use this clay right here that I'm breaking away to make the legs for the pot for it to sit on. So first thing, they're nice and round. And now the reason why they call it a pinch pot here is because to make the pot, we're actually going to use a pinching method, which I'll show you here in a second. So it's not quite as autofocus. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my thumb, and I'm going to push my thumb in the middle. And I'm going to go all the way down to about 3/4 of the way down. So it's like right in the middle, 3/4 of the way down. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my thumb and 2 fingers, and I'm going to pinch. So I'm pushing up, pinching, moving to the side, push up, pinching, rotating. Pushing, pinching, pushing, pinching. And just keep on doing that over and over and over again. And as I do that, I can feel the walls getting thinner and it getting wider. This is part of the part you need to like think about. Like, should you make it? Is it gonna be like wide like a bowl? Or is it gonna be tall like a cup? It's really up to you, and that just depends on how you push it and how you decide. I think I'm going to have mine a little bit taller, but still wide, somewhere in between a bowl and a cup. And then, so I work my way inside. You can see it's starting to get wider, but it's still thick up here. So I've been pinching it all around in the bottom. And I'm going to go towards the middle bottom, then the middle top, and the top, just pinching. But as I'm pinching, I'm rotating. Pinch, rotate a little bit, pinch, rotate a little bit. And if you get little cracks on the side, that's not a big deal, because we just take a little bit of water, put it right in the cracks, and they'll go away. And for the thickness, you want the thickness to be about as thick as your pinky. Maybe just a little bit thinner than that. So I was talking about, you gotta see I have a little bit of cracks up here. And for that, I just grab a little bit of water and go right over it, and all those cracks go right away and smooth it right on out. So once you get in the shape you want, then you can start smoothing the sides out. Now here's the thing, like once you get this part, you can put it any kind of shape you want. What if you want like a box shape one? You put the sides flat, flat, you know, now it's more of a square. You can make more square than round. I think, you know, I think for this one though, I'm gonna make a heart shape one. So for heart shaped, you point in one side, and it's pretty easy to get any kind of shape you want because you just kind of bend and shape it. While it's still wet. So I'm using a cutting board, and I'd recommend using something that's easy to wash off. You can use your table. I don't want your parents to get upset with you if you make a mess. Newspaper works great. If you have any newspaper, you can use that as well. So now I got the heart shape. Box, and next thing, we start smoothing it out. What? Okay, so to smooth out the sides, there's a couple of different things you can do, and I have a little butter knife right here. And you can take the butter knife and just go up and down the sides. And smooth it out that way. Another thing that works kind of nice is you get like this is a Split Rock Lighthouse. It's just a card was for a video game arcade. And you can use that too or if you have an ID or driver's license or anything like that. That works out too. So butter knife. So you're going to get it in the shape you want to get it into. And then after that, you can let it, we're going to let this thing get about leather hard. That way it's going to be the shape we want it in, and it'll dry enough where it'll hold the shape so that we can then go inside and decorate it. So smooth it out, get it into the shape you want it to be in. I got a couple extra pieces here, and for these pieces I think I'm going to do some round legs. So I'm just going to do 3 circles. 1, 2, 3. And then I think this is good for right now. So I want this to be leather hard. And I want them all the same size. So what I plan is then, I'll get this to be leather hard so it'll hold its shape. And then we're going to slip and score. We'll add the 3 legs on the bottom. But you know what? That's not going to happen right now. Let's let it dry for a little bit. So get in the shape you want it to be in. Now, what I'm going to do is I want this to dry to be leather hard. So what I'm going to do instead, if like I still want to keep working on this and I was done, I would put a wet paper towel on top of it. But since I want this to dry out a little bit, to come back to it and add some designs and add the legs and everything with that, I'm just going to put it on this plate right now. And then instead of putting a paper towel, wet paper towel or a damp washcloth in it, I'll just put it inside the bag. Leave the bag open just a little bit and set it aside. And I'll come back to it tomorrow and add some decorations onto it and add the legs.